बाई। हरे बंसी बजाओ कन्हाई रे, हरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। आओ तू चुरा कली मुरली न बजाइले। आओ तू चुरा कली मुरली न बजाइले। हेरी बुका काटुले बोली बुका कामेले। हेरी बुका काटुले बोली बुका कामेले। एक कथा की कान्हु जानु नाहु रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। एक कथा की कान्हु जानु नाहु रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। थरे बंसी बजाओ कन्हाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। हृदय जमुना कूले हसी खेली भाव बोले। हृदय जमुना कूले हसी खेली भाव बोले। राजा करी बुरे तोते भेटी फूलहार केते। राजा करी बुरे तोते भेटी फूलहार केते। मन भरी गुंथी छुतो पाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। मन भरी गुंथी छुतो पाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। हरे बंसी बजाओ कन्हाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। तिनी भंगिया ठानी रे, शीत बास कांथेरी रे। तिनी भंगिया ठानी रे, शीत बास कांथेरी रे। मन निकुंज कानने निवेदन शुभ दिने। मन निकुंज कानने निवेदन शुभ दिने। आम पाद देबु तोर धोई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। आमे पाद देबु तोर धोई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। थरे बंसी बजाओ कन्हाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। थरे बंसी बजाओ कन्हाई रे, थरे मुरली दिया तू बाई। तो मधु मुरली स्वरा ना सुनी मन मोहना। तो मधु मुरली स्वरा ना सुनी मन मोहना। ଆଉ ଗୋଠ ଯିବା ମନ ନାହିଁ ରେ, ଥରେ ମୁରଲି ଦିଅ ତୁ ବାଇ। ଆଉ ଗୋଠ ଯିବା ମନ ନାହିଁ ରେ, ଥରେ ମୁରଲି ଦିଅ ତୁ ବାଇ। ଥରେ ବଂଶୀ ବଜାଓ କହ୍ନାଇ ରେ, ଥରେ ମୁରଲି ଦିଅ ତୁ ବାଇ। ଥରେ ବଂଶୀ ବଜାଓ କହ୍ନାଇ ରେ, ଥରେ ମୁରଲି ଦିଅ ତୁ ବାଇ। ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ।
জয় গুরু। আসহি শান্ত কান্ত মধুর, কণাই করুণা আসহি শান্ত কান্ত মধুর, কণাই করুণা আসহি শান্ত কান্ত মধুর, আকুল নয়ন রাহিছিল নাই, আকুল নয়ন রাহিছিল নাই, তুমর জনা পাই, তুমর জনা পাই। আসহি শান্ত কান্ত মধুর, কণাই করুণা আসহি শান্ত কান্ত মধুর, অবচেতন বালুত জীবনে, অবচেতন বালুত জীবনে, ধূলি খেলা দেখি ফিরে গেল তুমি, ধূলি খেলা দেখি ফিরে গেল তুমি, আনিছিল যেও প্রেম অনুরাগ, আনিছিল যেও
Jana Pujavara Gunaheenama Sesagunadhipati Bhavabhirujane Sata Tambarada Pranamami Guru Seva Kalpa Tarum Pranamami Guru Seva Kalpa
জয়গুরু ভাই শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম।
জয়।
জীবন নামরে পারা তুমি হে কন্ডারি জীবন নামরে পারা তুমি হে কন্ডারি সাগর কেবে করি দেব পারি সাগর কেবে করি দেব পারি বসি রাহি মুসে বসি রাহি মুসে কোটি পুণ্য বড়ে আজু পাইছি গোসাই পারি করিতে সেবা বুঝি পারো না
Jayaguru, Sadguru Swami Nigamaనంద Upadesamrita, page 108. Be a real saint. I have now considerably reduced the load of your work. You complained before me that you were not able to maintain saintly life due to pressure of work. Therefore, I have lessened the workload. Thus, I have given you much leisure. I want you to be real saints. I consider you even greater than God. You materialize my thought. I do not want to set up any monastery or hermitage. I want only you. I have everything if you are with me. You pull well with your household brothers. There should never be any discord or difference with them. I have heard some of you often saying that I do not believe you. If I don't believe you, who shall we believe? Even I don't like to see the accounts you maintain. I have entrusted the total responsibility of the monastery on you because I entirely believe you. The pressure of work often troubles our mutual feelings. Today, I remove those pressures. Always remember that I am not Thakur of your fear, but Thakur of your love. On the whole, I have told you what I had to say. What more shall I tell you? Think well before you work. Jayaguru.
जयगुरु नीलाचल सरस्वती संघ पुरी अमेरिका सरस्वती संघ 982nd संघ पूजा सेशन रिपोर्ट डेट 9th November 2025 संडे पालिया आश्रिता गुरुदास भाई श्वेतामा टाइम 7:15 AM to 11:45 AM Eastern time. Attendance, the link to attendance sheet is available on www.jayaguru.net. Adhibasa Puja report 8th November 2025. The Adhibasa Puja was conducted at NSM. After the puja, bhoga was offered to Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj, and then all bhais, maas and young aspirants had prasad sevana. Morning session 7:15 AM to 8:45 AM. The morning session of the puja started at 7:15 AM with Pratikhya. During Pratikhya, Puja Ma sang Futa Phula Muhe Tumo Bato Chahi, and Nihar Bhai sang Hrudaya Nikunja Rasa Vedi Tale. During this time, all the devotees joined the puja either at NSM or via teleconference. Vijay Bhai offered Arati to Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj. After Arati, Vishwajit Bhai led the Bandana and Sutra Bandana. After the Sutra Bandana, Sangita Ma read Shree Shree Guru Gita verse number 41. Then Braja Bhai led the Parichaya Patra Patha, Samilani and Bhakta Nivasa Nirmana Patha, Prarthana. Then Rama Bhai read Sangha Sevaka 21st year, part 2, Bandana, Prarthana and Prarthana Karinka Prati. Then Gurudas Bhai invited Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj, Bhais, Maas and young aspirants to attend the second session. The first session was concluded with Jayaguru Mahanam. After the first session, Balya Bhogo was offered to Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj. Then Bhais, Maas and young aspirants had Prasad Sevana. Second session, 9:45 AM to 12 PM. The second session of the puja started at 9:45 AM with Pratikhya. During Pratikhya, Subhendu Bhai sang Aji Diganta Ki Kuhuka Lagila, and Shivani Mahanti Ma sang Sajani Re Syamo Namo Kiye Sunaila. After Abahana, Pranamagana, Gyana Bhai sang a Bandana, Bandanang Deva Bandanang, Bandanang Deva Charanar Vindam. Then Subrat Bhai read Nigamopadesa from page number 107 to 108, Union of Householders and Ascetics. After Nigamopadesa Patha, Shivani Dwivedi Ma read the Vivarani of the last Sangha Puja session. Then Pallavita Ma read Nilachal Thakur Nigamanand from page 243 onwards, and Vishwa Bhai provided a short summary of it in English. Then Devasis Bhai sang a Prarthana song, Sehi Bhava Diya Ahe Premamaya पाइबी जीवने तुम प्रेम को. Followed by it, Ajit Bhai read Yogi Guru from page 79 onwards. Then Braja Bhai led the question answer session. Then during the young aspirants session, Srija sang the young aspirants Prarthana Sangita, Bainsi Tumara Prabhu Jaha Pai Baje. Then Jemuma led the young aspirant session, followed by it Asrita, Gurudas Bhai and Shwetama shared their Bhava Vinimay respectively. Then Shwetama invited Thakur Maharaj for Madhyana Bhoga and evening puja. Following the invitation, Ans, Padmama and Sanghamitra Ma invited Thakur Maharaj for the next Sangha Puja to be held on 16th November 2025. Then Shwetama begged forgiveness for the mistake from Thakur Maharaj and all Bhai, Maj and young aspirants. The session was concluded with Vidaya Prarthana from Thakur Prasad Bhai and the asan was closed with Jayaguru Namo Kirtana Pranam. Vishwajit Bhai took Bhais and Maj attendance. Then Bhogo was offered to Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj, followed by Prasad Sevana by all Bhais, Maj and young aspirants. Shree Shree Thakur Charanasrita, Asrita, Gurudas Bhai, Shwetama. Jai Guru.
सुश्री माँ
ओ भाई सॉरी मैं अनम्यूट करूଛି ହଁ ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ନୀଳାଚଳ ଠାକୁର ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ନୀଳାଚଳ ଠାକୁର ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ପେଜ 247 ଆଉ ମୁଁ ସେ 246 ରୁ ଦିଟା ଲାଇନ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରୁଛି। ଏହା କଣ ତାହାର ନମୁନା ବନ ତ ଆଦ ନାହିଁ ଗୋଦାବରୀ ତ ଗୋଟିଏ ନଦୀ ବୋଲି ବୋଧେ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ ରେ ଭୁବନ ଭାଇ କିଏ ଜଣେ କହିଲେ ରାଜମହନ୍ଦ୍ରୀ ଠାରେ ଗୋଦାବରୀ କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଦୌ ଏପରି ହୀନତୟା ନୁହେଁ। ଏ ସ୍ଥାନ ଉତ୍ପତ୍ତି ସ୍ଥଳରେ ନିକଟବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ହେତୁ ଗୋଦାବରୀର ଏପରି ଅବସ୍ଥା। ବାବା ମନ୍ତବ୍ୟ କଲେ ତାହା ଠିକ। ପଦ୍ମ ସ୍ରୋତ ସିନିରେ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ ବନ୍ଧ ଜଳର ହୁଏ। ଏଠାରେ ଯେପରି କ୍ଷୀଣଧାରା ସେଥିରୁ ଅନୁମତ ହୁଏ। କେତେ ହଜାର ବର୍ଷ ପୂର୍ବେ ଏଠାରେ ପଦ୍ମବନ ଥିଲା ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟର କଥା ନୁହେଁ। ପୁନା ନାସିକ ବୁଲି ଆମେ ବମ୍ବେରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲୁ। ବମ୍ବେ ଆସି ଯେଉଁ ଦୁର୍ଭୋଗ ଭୋଗ ହେଲା ତାହା କହୁଛି। ବମ୍ବେରେ ଆସି ତୃତୀୟ ବାର ସମୁଦ୍ର ଦର୍ଶନ ହେଲା। ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାଜର ସମୁଦ୍ର ତୀର ଅତି ସୁନ୍ଦର। ଝାଉଁ ଗଛ ଧାଡି ଧାଡି ହୋଇ ତୀରଭୂମିରେ ଲଗାଯାଇଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ସମୁଦ୍ରକୁ ଦେଖିଲେ ମନ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ ଯେ ତାହା ସମୁଦ୍ର। ସ୍ଥିର ଜଳ ଚାଦର ପରି ପଡି ରହିଛି। ଢେଉ ନାହିଁ ବା ତାହାର ଉତ୍ତାଳ ମହିମା ନାହିଁ। ପୁରୀର ସମୁଦ୍ର ଦେଖିଲେ ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାଜର ସମୁଦ୍ର ଆଖିକୁ ପସନ୍ଦ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ। ରାମେଶ୍ୱରରେ ଭାରତ ମହାସମୁଦ୍ର ଦେଖି ସମୁଦ୍ର ବୋଲି ମନେ ହେଉଥିଲା। ବମ୍ବେରେ ପୁଣି ସେହି ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାଜର ପୁନରାବୃତ୍ତି। ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାଇଥିଲୁ ସେତେବେଳେ ଜୁହୁ ବିଚ୍, ମେରିନ୍ ଡ୍ରାଇଭ୍ ପ୍ରଭୃତି ଥିଲା କି ନାହିଁ ମନେ ପଡୁନାହିଁ। ତେବେ ସମୁଦ୍ର କୂଳ ଯେ ପୁରୀ ଭଳି ନିରଳଙ୍କାର ବାଲୁକା ବିସ୍ତାର ନୁହେଁ ତାହା ସ୍ମରଣ ଅଛି। ସମୁଦ୍ର ଯେପରି ଜଳ କ୍ରୀଡ଼ା ପାଇଁ ଉଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ। ଉତ୍ତାଳ ତରଙ୍ଗର ନର୍ତ୍ତନ ଦେଖାଯାଉ ନାହିଁ। ବାବାଙ୍କ ନିକଟକୁ ଶୁଣିଲି ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାଜ ଓ ବମ୍ବେ ଉପକୂଳରେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ତୀର ନିକଟରେ ଖୁବ୍ ଗଭୀର, ତେଣୁ ଢେଉ ନଥାଏ। ପୁରୀରେ ଯେପରି ମଝି ଦରିଆରେ ଢେଉ ନଥାଏ ଏଠାରେ ସେହି ନିୟମରେ କୂଳରେ ଢେଉ ପିଟି ହେଉନାହିଁ। ଏପରି ଗଭୀର ହେତୁ ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାଜ ଓ ବମ୍ବେରେ ବନ୍ଦର ହୋଇଛି। ବଡ ବଡ ଜାହାଜ ଆସି ଲଙ୍ଗର ପକାଏ। ଅଥଚ ପୁରୀରେ ଯେଉଁ ସବୁ ଜାହାଜ ଧାନ ନେବାକୁ ଆସେ ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ କୂଳଠାରୁ ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ 2 ମାଇଲ ଦୂରରେ ରହେ। ମୁମ୍ବା ଦେବୀଙ୍କ ମନ୍ଦିର ମାଲବାର ହିଲ୍ସ, ଭିକ୍ଟୋରିଆ ଗାର୍ଡେନ, ହାଇକୋର୍ଟ ଏହି ଦ୍ରଷ୍ଟବ୍ୟ ଗୁଡିକ ବାବାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ମୋଟରରେ ଯାଇ ଦେଖିଛି। ଦାକ୍ଷିଣାତ୍ୟର ମନ୍ଦିର ଗୁଡିକ ମୋର ଯେପରି ସ୍ମରଣ ଅଛି, ତାହା ତୁଳନାରେ ବମ୍ବେର ସମସ୍ତ ଅସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ, ବିଶେଷ କିଛି ସ୍ମରଣ ନାହିଁ। ଅଥଚ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆଖି ମୁଦିଲା ମାତ୍ରେ ମଦୁରାର ମୀନାକ୍ଷୀ ମନ୍ଦିର, ସହସ୍ର ମଣ୍ଡପ, ଚିଦମ୍ବରମ, କୁମ୍ଭକୋଣମ ଓ ତାଞ୍ଜୋର ବିଶାଳ ଗୋପୁରମ ସ୍ମୃତିପଟରେ ଉଦ୍ଭାସିତ ହୋଇ ଉଠେ। ତାହାର ଶିଳ୍ପ ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଗଠନ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟକୁ ତନ୍ନ ତନ୍ନ କରି ଦେଖିଲେ ବୟସ ସେତେବେଳେ ମୋର ହୋଇନଥିଲା, କିନ୍ତୁ ବିରାଟର ମହିମା ଗାମ୍ଭୀର୍ଯ୍ୟ ବୋଧ ହୁଏ ମନକୁ ଆକର୍ଷଣ କରିଥିଲା। ବମ୍ବେରେ ଏଭଳି କିଛି ଦେଖିନାହିଁ ଯାହା ସ୍ମରଣୀୟ। ବାବା ମଧ୍ୟ ତାହା ହିଁ କହୁଥିଲେ। କଣ ଏଭଳି ଆଉ ଦେଖିଲି? କହୁ କହୁ ଭୁବନ ଭାଇଙ୍କ ଆଡକୁ ମୁହଁ ବୁଲାଇ କହିଲେ, ଆରେ ଏଠାରେ ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟା ଦେଖିଯିବା ପାଇଁ କି ସୁବିଧା ଅଛି ଅନୁସନ୍ଧାନ କର ତ। ମାତ୍ର 6 ମାଇଲ ଦୂରରେ ଏଭଳି ଗୋଟିଏ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି, ତାହା ନ ଦେଖି ଚାଲିଯିବି? ଭୁବନ ଭାଇ ତৎକ୍ଷଣାତ୍ ତାହାର ସନ୍ଧାନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କ୍ଷିପ୍ର ଗତିରେ ଧାଇଁଲେ। କିଛି କ୍ଷଣ ପରେ ଆସି ଖବର ଦେଲେ, ଯାତାୟାତ ପାଇଁ ଲଞ୍ଚ ମିଳେ। 8ଟା କିମ୍ବା 8:30 ବେଳେ ବାହାରିଲେ ଦିନ 12ଟା 1 ବେଳକୁ ଫେରି ଆସି ହବ। ବମ୍ବେରେ ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ଦ୍ରଷ୍ଟବ୍ୟ ଆମେ ଦେଖା ଆମର ଦେଖା ସରିଥାଏ। ବମ୍ବେରେ 3 ଦିନ ରହିବାର କଥା। ବାବା ସଙ୍ଗେ ସଙ୍ଗେ ନିଷ୍ପତ୍ତି ଗ୍ରହଣ କଲେ, କାଲି ସକାଳେ ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟା ବା ହାତୀଗୁମ୍ଫା ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଲଞ୍ଚ ଭଡ଼ା କରି ଯିବାକୁ ହେବ। ପରଦିନ ସକାଳ ପ୍ରାୟ 9ଟା ବେଳେ ଲଞ୍ଚ ଛାଡ଼ିଲା। ମନେ ପଡୁଛି ଗୋଟିଏ ଲଞ୍ଚକୁ ପୁରାପୁରି ରିଜର୍ଭ କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ଅନ୍ତେ ଓ ଅନେକ ଗୁରୁଭାଇ ଏକ ସଙ୍ଗରେ ଥିଲୁ। ଯିବା ବେଳେ ଏହି ସମୁଦ୍ର ଯାତ୍ରା ଖୁବ୍ ସୁଖକର ବୋଧ ଥିଲା। ଶାନ୍ତ ସମୁଦ୍ର, ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଯେତେ ଦୂରକୁ ଯାଏ ସେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସୁନେଲି ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟକିରଣରେ ନୀଳ ରାଶି ଝଲମଲ ଦିଶୁଥିଲା। ଜଳ ଉପରେ ଭାସୁଥାଏ କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ପାଲଟଣା ନୌକା ଓ ଗାଙ୍ଗେର ପକ୍ଷୀ ସମୁଦ୍ର। ଦୂରରେ ଦେଖାଯାଉଥାଏ ବଡ ବଡ ଜାହାଜର ମାସ୍ତୁଲ ସତେକି ଆକାଶକୁ ଲାଗିଛି। ଲଞ୍ଚ କ୍ରମେ ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟା ଆଡକୁ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଲା। ଧୂସର ବନ ପାହାଡଟା ଠିକ ଯେପରି ଆଣ୍ଠୁମାଡ଼ି ବସିଥିବା ହାତୀର ପିଠି ପରି ଜଣା ଯାଉଥାଏ। ସମୁଦ୍ର ବକ୍ଷରେ ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଟେକିଥିବା ହାତୀଗୁମ୍ଫା ଦେଖି ମୋର ରୂପ କଥାର ଗଳ୍ପ ମନେ ପଡ଼ିଯାଏ। ଠାକୁର ମାଙ୍ଗଝୁଲି ପୁସ୍ତକରେ ଶୀତ ବସନ୍ତ କଥାରେ ଅଛି, କ୍ଷୀରସାଗର ଜଳରେ ଏକ ଅତିକାୟ ଶ୍ଵେତହସ୍ତୀ କ୍ରୀଡ଼ା କରୁଛି। ତାହାର ମସ୍ତକରେ ଗଜମୋତି ଝଲମଲ କରୁଛି। ଏହି ହସ୍ତୀଟା ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଶ୍ଵେତହସ୍ତୀ ନୁହେଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ଯେପରି ସାଗର ଜଳରେ ଅର୍ଦ୍ଧମଗ୍ନ କରି ସ୍ନାନ କରୁଛି। ଆଜି ମନେ ହେଉଛି ରୂପକଥାର ସେଇ ହାତୀ ଓ ଗଜମୋତି ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟାର ଅପୂର୍ବ ଶୈଳଶର୍ଯ୍ୟାର ରୂପକ ନୁହେଁ ତ? ବଙ୍ଗାଳୀ ଜାତି ଯେତେବେଳେ 7 ସମୁଦ୍ର 13 ନଦୀ ଭ୍ରମଣ କରୁଥିଲା, ସେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମୁଖରୁ ଏହି ହସ୍ତୀଗୁମ୍ଫାର ବର୍ଣ୍ଣାଢ୍ୟ ବିବରଣ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ପ୍ରଚାରିତ ହୋଇଥିଲା। ପଲ୍ଲୀବଧୂମାନେ ମୁଖରୁ ସେହି ମନୋରମ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା ହିଁ ରୂପ ନେଇଛି କ୍ଷୀରସାଗରର ଶ୍ଵେତହସ୍ତୀ ଓ ତାହାର ମସ୍ତକରେ 7 ରାଜାର ଧନ ଗୋଟିଏ ମାଣିକ୍ୟ ରୂପରେ। ଗୋଟିଏ ମଜା କଥା ହେଲା, ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂର ନିସର୍ଗ ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ମୋତେ ଯେପରି ଆକୃଷ୍ଟ କରିଥିଲା, ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ହାତଗଢ଼ା ସ୍ଥାପତ୍ୟ ଭାସ୍କର୍ଯ୍ୟ ସେଭଳି କରିପାରୁନାହିଁ। ତାହାର କାରଣ ହେଲା ଯେ ପ୍ରକୃତିର ଶୋଭା ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ ଗ୍ରାହ୍ୟ। ଶିଶୁ ଚକ୍ଷୁରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତାହାର ଆବେଦନ ନାହିଁ। କିନ୍ତୁ ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ଶିଳ୍ପ ସୃଷ୍ଟିକୁ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ମନ ବୁଦ୍ଧିର ପରିଣତ ଆବଶ୍ୟକ। ଏହା ନିରାଟ ସତ୍ୟ ଯେ ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ଯେପରି ମୋ ସୃଷ୍ଟିରେ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ଭାବରେ ରହିଛି, ଭାରତର ବିଖ୍ୟାତ ହାତୀଗୁମ୍ଫା ସେଭଳି ଭାବରେ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ହୋଇ ରହିନାହିଁ। ସମୁଦ୍ର ସମତଳ ଠାରୁ ପାହାଚ ଦେଇ ଅନେକ ଉଠିବାକୁ ହୁଏ। ସମୁଦ୍ର ଗୋଟେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ଥାଏ, ସମୁଦ୍ର ସମତଳ ଠାରୁ ପାହାଚ ଦେଇ ଅନେକ ଉଠିବାକୁ ହୁଏ। ବିରାଟ ତୋରଣ, ବିଶାଳ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ସମୂହ, ଏତିକି ମାତ୍ର ମନେ ଅଛି। ଅଧିକାଂଶ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଭଗ୍ନ, ବିକଳାଙ୍ଗ, କିଏ ଯେପରି ନିଷ୍ଠୁର ଆକ୍ରୋଶରେ ସେସବୁକୁ ନଷ୍ଟଭ୍ରଷ୍ଟ କରିଦେଇଛି। ତତ୍ପରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆସି ଜଗତ ପ୍ରସିଦ୍ଧ ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ଆସି ଦଣ୍ଡାୟମାନ ହେଲେ। ଠାକୁର ନିଜେ ଦେଖିବା ଭଳି ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କର ଶବ୍ଦ, ବିସ୍ମୟ ଓ ବିମୁଗ୍ଧ ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଦେଖି ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ କାହା କଥା କହିବାକୁ ସାହସ ନଥାନ୍ତି। ଠାକୁର ସତେ ଯେପରି ଆତ୍ମହରା ହୋଇ ପ୍ରାଚୀନ ଭାରତର ସେହି ଅସାମାନ୍ୟ ସ୍ଥିତି ସବୁ ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ। ଆଜି ସେ କଥା ମନେ ପଡ଼ିଲେ ପୁଣି ସେହି ହସ୍ତିଗୁମ୍ଫା ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଲୋଭ ଜାତ ହୁଏ। ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟର ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ବିଶ୍ୱର ବିସ୍ମୟ। ନିବେଦିତା ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରଣୀତ ଫୁଟ୍ ଫଲ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ହସ୍ତିଗୁମ୍ଫାର ଉଚ୍ଛେସିତ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରିଛନ୍ତି। ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି କଥା ଆଧୁନିକ ଭାରତ ବୋଧହୁଏ ତାଙ୍କରି ମୁଖରୁ ଶ୍ରବଣ କରିଛି। ଏ ଯୁଗର ଅନ୍ୟତମ ଔପନ୍ୟାସିକ ସମରସେଟ ମମ୍ ତାଙ୍କର ଲିଖିତ ରେଜର୍ସ ଏଜ୍ ଉପନ୍ୟାସରେ ଏହି ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତିକୁ ହିଁ ଅବିସ୍ମରଣୀୟ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ତା ଛଡା ଆଉ ଜଣେ ବୈଦେଶିନୀକୁ ଜାଣେ। ପ୍ରଥମ ଜୀବନରେ ସେ ଯେ ଥିଲା କଳା ବିଦ୍ୟାର ଛାତ୍ରୀ। ଭାରତବର୍ଷକୁ ଆସି ହସ୍ତିଗୁମ୍ଫାର ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଦର୍ଶନ କରି କୁଆଡ଼େ ତାଙ୍କ ଜୀବନର ଗତି ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତିତ ହୋଇ ଯାଇଥିଲା। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସେ ଜଣେ ଶିବୋପାସିକା ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସିନୀ। ସ୍ୱୀକାର କରୁଛି, ଏହି ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଠିକ ଭାବରେ ଦେଖିପାରି ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଏଲିଫାଣ୍ଟର ତ୍ରିମୂର୍ତ୍ତି, ହର ପାର୍ବତୀ, ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମୀ ନାରାୟଣ ଓ ବିରାଟ ପ୍ରାଚୀର ଚିତ୍ର ସମୂହ ରହି ଦେଖୁ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଭଳି ନିଶ୍ଚଳ ହୋଇଯାଇଥିଲେ। ମୁଁ ତାହାକୁ ହିଁ ଦେଖିଛି। ମୋ ନିକଟରେ ହସ୍ତିଗୁମ୍ଫା ଭଗ୍ନ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଗୋଟିଏ ଛାୟାନ୍ଧକାର ଗୁହା ମାତ୍ର। ସଙ୍ଗୀମାନେ ଫେରିବା ପାଇଁ ଅନେକ ବେଳୁ ଅସ୍ଥିର ହେଲେଣି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଭଗ୍ନ ପାଇଁ ଭଙ୍ଗାଇବ କିଏ? ମତେ ଏଣୁ କ୍ଷୁଧା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଶୋଷ ଲାଗିଲାଣି। ଭୁବନ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଏକଥା କହିବାରୁ ସେ କେତେଟା ଚକୋଲେଟ ଓ ବିସ୍କୁଟ ଆଣି ଦେଲେ। ସେଠାରେ ଏହା ଛଡା ଆଉ କିଛି ସେତେବେଳେ ମିଳୁନଥାଏ। ଦାମ ମଧ୍ୟ ବେଶୀ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଜଳ ନାହିଁ। ସେଠାରେ ଝରଣା ପରି କଣ ଗୋଟିଏ ଥିଲା, ସେଥିରୁ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଜଳ ଗଡୁଥିଲା। ସେଠାକାର ଲୋକେ ସେ ଜଳ ପିଇବାକୁ ବାରଣ କଲେ, ବାବା ମଧ୍ୟ ନିଷେଧ କଲେ। ସୁତରାଂ 2ଟି ଚକୋଲେଟ ପାଟିରେ ପୁରାଇ ଚୁପ୍ କରି ରହିଲି। ବିସ୍କୁଟ ଖାଇବାକୁ ସାହସ ହେଲା ନାହିଁ। ଦାରୁଣ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ହେତୁ ଏତେ ପିପାସା ବୋଧ ହେଉଥାଏ ଯେ ଜଳ ପାନ କରି ତାକୁ ଖାଇଥିଲେ ଭୀଷଣ କଷ୍ଟ ହୋଇଥାନ୍ତା। ମା ମାନେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ କ୍ଷୁଧା କୃଷ୍ଣରେ କାତର ହୋଇ ପଡିଲେଣି ଏବଂ ଜଣା ପଡୁଥାଏ ଠାକୁର ମଧ୍ୟ ତଦ୍ରୂପ। ନିଜ ନିଜର ନିର୍ବୋଧତା ହେତୁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ନିଜକୁ ଧିକ୍କାର କରୁଥିଲେ। ଚିଲିକାରେ ଯାହା ଘଟିଥିଲା ଏଠାରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତାହା। କିଛି ଜଳଖିଆ ଓ ଜଳ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଆଣିବା ଉଚିତ ଥିଲା। ଫେରିବା ବେଳେ ଭ୍ରମରେ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଉଭର ଗଲା। ଖୋଲା ଲଞ୍ଚ ଛାଉଣି ନାହିଁ। ଦ୍ୱିପହର ଖରାରେ ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଫାଟି ଯାଉଥାଏ। ସଙ୍ଗରେ ଟୋପା ହେଲେ ପାଣି ଖାଆନ୍ତା। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଦିନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ସହ୍ୟ ଶକ୍ତି ଦେଖିଲି। ମୁଖଟି ଖରା ଓ କଷ୍ଟରେ କଳା ପଡି ଯାଇଥାଏ। ସର୍ବାଙ୍ଗରୁ ଝର ଝର ହୋଇ ଝାଳ ବହି ଯାଉଥାଏ। ହେଲେ କଣ ହେବ? ସାମାନ୍ୟ କାରଣରେ କେବେ କେବେ ଯାହାକୁ ଅଗ୍ନିଶର୍ମା ହୋଇ ଉଠିବାର ଦେଖିଛି, ସେଦିନ ସେ ଧୀର ସ୍ଥିର ଭାବରେ ସବୁ କଷ୍ଟ ସହ୍ୟ କରିଗଲେ। କାହାର ଜଣଙ୍କର ଖଣ୍ଡିଏ ଛତା ଥିଲା। ସେ ତାହାକୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ମସ୍ତକ ଉପରେ ଧରିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରିଥିଲେ। ଠାକୁର କିନ୍ତୁ ମତେ ଦେଖାଇ କହିଲେ, ଯଦି ଧରିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରୁଛ ତେବେ ତାହାରି ମଥା ଉପରେ ଧର। ଝିଅଟା ଖରାରେ ଝାଉଁଳି ପଡିଲାଣି। ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ଓ ପିପାସାରେ ସେଦିନ ଯେଉଁ କଷ୍ଟ ପାଇଥିଲି, ଜୀବନରେ ଆଉ କେବେ ସେଭଳି ପାଇଛି ବୋଲି ମନେ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ କଥା ସ୍ୱତନ୍ତ୍ର। ଘରର ବଡ ପୁଅ ଏବଂ ମାମୁଁ ଘରେ ବାବୁଙ୍କ ଭଳି ଆଦର ଯତ୍ନ ଭିତରେ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ହୋଇ ମଧ୍ୟ ଯିଏ ଦିନେ ସ୍ୱେଚ୍ଛାରେ ପଥର ଭିକାରୀ ସାଜିଥିଲା, ତାଙ୍କ ଜୀବନରେ ଏଭଳି କଷ୍ଟ ତ କିଛି ନୂତନ ନୁହେଁ। ସେଦିନ ବମ୍ବେରେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ବକ୍ଷରେ ତାହାର ପ୍ରମାଣ ଆଉ ଥରେ ପାଇଲି। ପ୍ରକୃତରେ କଷ୍ଟ ସହିବା ଦିନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା। ତାହା ହୋଇ ନଥିଲେ ଦିନ ଗୋଟାଏ କେବେ ବମ୍ବେରେ ପହଞ୍ଚି ସେଠାରେ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସିରେ ଷ୍ଟେସନ ଯାଇ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାରରେ ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଧୋଇ ପକାଇ ନିର୍ବିକାର ମୁଖରେ ଥଣ୍ଡା ଗୋଡ଼ି ମିଶା ଭାତ ଓ ଅନାବନା ତରକାରୀ ଖାଇ ପାରିଥାନ୍ତେ କି ନା ସନ୍ଦେହ। ଖାଇସାରି ତମାଖୁ ଟାଣୁ ଟାଣୁ ସହଜ ଭାବରେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। ଭଲ କରି ମନେ ଅଛି ଯେ ସେଦିନ ମା ମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କଷ୍ଟ ସହିଷ୍ଣୁତା ଦେଖି ଅବାକ୍ ହୋଇ ପଡ଼ିଥିଲେ। ଏକଥା ଲେଖିବାକୁ ଯାଇ କ୍ଷୋଭର ସହିତ ଗୋଟିଏ ମନ୍ତବ୍ୟ ନଦେଲେ ରହିପାରୁନାହିଁ। ଠାକୁର ହେଲେ ଯେ ଫୁଲ ଭାବରେ ମୂର୍ଚ୍ଛା ହୋଇଯିବେ, କୌଣସି କଷ୍ଟ ସହ୍ୟ କରିବା ତାଙ୍କ ପକ୍ଷରେ ସମ୍ଭବ ନୁହେଁ। ଆମ ମାନଙ୍କର କଣ ଏଇଆ ଧାରଣା? ତେଣୁ ସେ କହୁଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଏଇ ଲାଇନଟା ଫିନିଶ କରିଦେଉଛି। ତେଣୁ ତ କହୁଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା ତେଣୁ ତ କହୁଛି ମା के संग सजाले बॉल के सुनी। बॉम्बे पर्व एतिकरे ही समाप्त। जय गुरु।
Jai Guru. To summarize what Ma just read, Thakur, of course, is continuing his pan-India expedition. Last time we had read that they all went through the southern part of India, and this is they're getting to the western part of India through Pune and Nasik, and they reached Bombay, which is, of course, now it's known as Mumbai. Ma has described in such a minute details about their stay in Mumbai, and of course, which was full of troubled events and discomfort and stuff like that. So Ma was she was only 7 years old at that time. So it's really, I mean, as we have been reading this, Thakur's Lila, it's really mind-boggling, how she has remembered all this at that little age, and in that minute details she has described everything, later in life, right? Again, a lot of events that have happened during his stay at Bombay. So Ma talked about when she saw the ocean at Bombay, she has kind of compared that with what she had seen in Puri and what she saw in Madras, and then of course what she saw in Rameshwaram. Okay, and how for her the ocean was really vast when she saw that at Rameshwaram. Puri, of course, there is always wave at the sea beach, at the shore. But she didn't see that at Madras and Bombay. So she asked Thakur about it, and Thakur explained that, because the sea was too deep near the shore in Madras and Bombay, that's the reason there was no waves there. And Thakur also explained because of the deepness of the ocean there were harbors at Madras and Bombay, and a lot of the large ships would come and anchor at the port and, of course, carry the stuff. And also, I remember that that's the reason probably the ships in Puri, they would never come to the shore. They will stay away, almost like 2 miles away from the shore. So, but for her, the sea ocean at Puri was majestic with all those waves. And then Ma continues to describe their visit of the city itself, Bombay. They visited Mumbai Devi, Malabar Hills and Victoria Garden and High Courts and few other places. And though Ma had the vivid memories of the temples in South, she did not really remember much about those temples in Bombay, because those temples in the southern part of India, they were majestic in nature, and she clearly, still could remember the sites of Meenakshi Temple in Madurai, and then Sahasramandapa, Chidambaram, and Kumbakonam, few places that she has mentioned, and then the Gopuram of Tanjore. And next he talks about Thakur, being in Bombay. Thakur didn't want to miss seeing the elephant, caves. So he asked Bhuvan Bhai to go find out, how they could get there. And then Bhuvan Bhai went and found out that they could take a motorized boat, a launch, and go there. So a launch was or a motorized boat was reserved for the group. So there was no one else in that group. So they started like by said like it would take around 4 hours to get from where they were to the caves and then come back in almost like 4 hours. So they left in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and Ma talks about how majestic it looked like when they were going by the boat. The river looked, the ocean looked majestic with the sun rays dazzling on the water, and then the horizon, far beyond. And then she also talked about, she kind of like talks about the cave looking like an elephant sitting in a kneel down position, and then the back was seen on top, and that's the reason probably it had the name of Elephanta. And she also talks about one of the storybooks that she had read, Thakur Maharaj Jhuli, and she kind of like compares a little bit of the stories that she had read from that and with the cave. Finally, they got to the cave, but one thing that Ma brings up here is that everything that she remembers, the natural sceneries of dazzling, more than any man-made structures that she had visited. So she still remembered, how beautiful it was when they all visited Darjeeling. Anyway, she continues with the description of what they saw at the island. She talks of the Trimurti. Trimurti is basically a 20-foot sculpture of Lord Seva with 3 heads. And of course, she refers to 2 books here. One of them is The Footfalls of Indian History by Sister Nivedita, who happens to be an Irish woman and later became a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. And she also refers to a novel that was written by Somerset Maugham in 1944, which is the Razor's Edge. And both of these books refer to Trimurti, and that's how probably Trimurti became world famous. That's what Ma says here. And then, of course, as they got there and, climbed up all those steep stairs and got to the Trimurti, Thakura was mesmerized by seeing the sculpture, whereas Thakura was intensely seeing everything. Everybody else was not at all interested. They just looked around, but nobody wanted to say anything to Thakura. Finally, it became really hot. And, of course, Ma being in such a young age, she was feeling hungry and thirsty. Everybody else was feeling that way too. And she mentioned that to Bhuman Bhai, and Bhuman Bhai went around to find something for Ma to eat. So he bought a few candies and some biscuits or cookies, and then came back. And then Ma, of course, and there was no water anywhere, and there was a little bit, small fountain somewhere, but Thakur asked her not to drink that because nobody knew whether it was contaminated or not. So Ma ate a few chocolates just to quench some of her hunger. But again, there was no water to drink, and that reminded them of the thing that they had done in Silica. They also didn't take any food or water, and same thing happened here as well. So anyway, so with all this, everybody had really lost the excitement. They all wanted to come back, so they returned back. While returning back, of course, it was midday with hot, heat, and Thakur was sweating like, he was sweating all over, but he never showed any sign of discomfort or inconvenience, and he kept his calm and composure. And seeing this, Ma was really, dumbfounded that, with all that, on the contrary, once in a while, Thakur would really get mad when small things happen. So Ma was kind of comparing about the situation. Finally, they got to the train. They took a taxi, actually, of course, from the shore to as soon as the launch reached, they got to the station. And last time we had read, the food at the the food that was the Mehra company was providing was not good, even though Thakur ate some food and took a little bit of rest. And then he started getting, feeling normal. And of course, all this with a lot of difficulties. This ends their visit to Bombay. Of course, next time we'll talk about Thakur visiting rest of the western part of India. Jayaguru.
Mo Prabhu Asisa Maya
जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया भाव भोला लागे दोला सजे नीति भाव भोला लागे दोला सजे नीति मोर मुकुल हृदय जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया से जे निरीजने मो मन गाहने से जे निरीजने मो मन गाहने बजाए मुरली मजाए धियाने बजाए मुरली मजाए धियाने केबे कृष्ण केबे राम केबे कृष्ण केबे राम सजन्ते होई सदाया जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया सेरा से हारा से आपण पासरे सेरा से हारा से आपण पासरे हेबे फूल पड़ी अळी मनोहरी हेबे फूल पड़ी अळी मनोहरी से मृदु जाने निवारिबे सते से मृदु गुंजाने निवारिबे सते तिनी ताप परदाह तिनी ताप परदाह जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीषमय जीवनर चिर प्रिया चाहली गाले मन के बेहोड़ी चाहली गाले मन के बेहोड़ी अभय कोळे से नियंती आधारी अभय कोळे से नियंती आधारी आहा के करुणा पुरुषी मो पाई आहा के करुणा पुरुषी मो पाई सदा से मो जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीष माया जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीष माया जीवनर चिर प्रिया भाव भोला लागे दोला साजे नीति भाव भोला लागे दोला साजे नीति मोर मुकुल हृदय मोर मुकुल हृदय जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीष माया जीवनर चिर प्रिया मो प्रभु आशीष माया जीवनर चिर प्रिया
Jayaguru, Yogi Guru, Pranayama, the regulation of breath. At first, let us know what is pranayama. Tasmim sati swasa prasyasa yorgiti vicheda pranayama. To conduct inhaling and exhaling as per the instruction of the scripture, breaking its natural flow is called pranayama. That apart, the uniting prana and with apayana vayu is also called pranayama. Prana apana samyogaha pranayamaha iti raha pranayama iti prokta rechaka pura kala kumbhayaka. Generally, we know pranayama has three kriyas: rechaka, puraka, and kumbhaka. To fill the inside of the body by attracting air from outside is puraka. To contain air within, like a pitcher filled with water, is kumbhaka. And to release the air contained in our body to outside is rechaka. At first, by the thumb of right hand, close the nostril to stop the air flow through it and reciting pranava, Om, or our own Ishta mantra 16 times. Breathe in by the left nostril. Then close the left nostril by right little finger and ring finger together to stop air flow through it. And reciting pranava, Om or Mula mantra 64 times before performing kumbhaka. Then lift the thumb from right nostril and reciting Om or Mula mantra 32 times, breathing out air through the right nostril. Like this, repeat the process in an opposite manner. That is, after breathing out again, breathe in, puraka, through the right nostril while reciting Om or Mula mantra, and closing both the nostrils, perform kumbhaka, that is, contain air within. Finally, breathe out air by the left nostril. Then repeat exactly like the first time, puraka, kumbhaka, rechaka, by holding the nostril in the order. Keep counting the number of japa by the lines on the fingers of the left hand. Initially, if one is unable to perform pranayama with the aforesaid numbers, which is 16, 64, 32, one can do by performing japa with the sequence of number 8, 32, 16, which is half of the suggested number, or 4, 16, 8. The followers of other religion or others who do not have any facility for mantra japa have to perform pranayama by counting the numbers 1 or 2, etc. However, this will not produce no result, because inhaling and exhaling have to be performed with proper rhythm. Here is a caution. See that Rechaka and Puraka is not performed speedily. A special care and caution should be taken during Rechaka. Exhaling has to be performed so slowly that the powder in the palm under nose is not blown away. During pranayama, sitting on sukhasana, one has to keep backbone, neck and head straight and fix the vision between the eyebrows. It is called Sahita Kumbhaka. There are 8 types of Kumbhaka mentioned in the yogic scripture.
स्किप कर दिनु भाइ से श्लोकरा स्किप कर दिनु
हाँ भाई सहिता सूर्यवेद उज्जयी शीतली भस्त्रिका भ्रामरी मुरुचा and kevali. These are 8 types of kumbhaka. If their methods are not shown personally after giving special details of this, orally it will not benefit the public. That is why I refrain from it. Especially there is a dearth of funds, so it brews apprehension. Had there been enough funds, I would have written quite elaborately. When one performs pranayama successfully, his sheath of attachment disappears and divine knowledge manifests. The practitioners of pranayama become free from all diseases, but any deviation in practice of it causes various diseases. It means that practice of pranayama as per rule makes one free from all diseases, but irregularity or deviation in breathing of air causes various diseases like hiccups, asthma, cough, pain in eyes, ears and head. Once pranayama is practiced regularly, one has to resort to practice of 5th component of yoga, that is pratyahara. Bhai, aao padhiye?
नहीं रखंतु
चलो
जय गुरु हमरो जी के सकाळ संघ सब को टिके डिस्कशन करिया ठाकुर कहउछन्ती एकमात्र प्रार्थना द्वारा सर्व सिद्धि हुए साधना करे कले जने उत्तर साधक बा जने टीचर दरकार जे सिखेबे आ साधना करथिबा समय रे मॉनिटर करियो को नै एठी भूल होचे एठी ठीक होचे किंतु प्रार्थना करिया पई केही दरकार नै केवल जे प्रार्थना करूची से जणेले हला आ कि दरकार नै किंतु जहाँ पाखरे प्रार्थना आमे करूचे हमर सबले बोध थिबा दरकार जे आमे जहाँ प्रार्थना करते तांको पाखरे से तांको पाखरे से जिंसटी अछि से देई परिबे से दबा पे राजी अछि धरन तो आपण गोटे घर टी किनिले पैसा नहीं पाखे कौट आने पैसा घटे तो किणा पड़ो तेणु आपण जीवे जन पाख जी जहाँ पे जानते पाखे पैसा अच्छे खाली पैसा थे नुह से दवाई राजी अच्छा
ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କକୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତି। You don't go to Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett to ask for money. ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ପଇସା ଅଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ଦେବାକୁ ରାଜି ନାହାନ୍ତି। ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି ପଇସା ଦେବେନି? ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ କିନ୍ତୁ ଦେବାକୁ ରାଜି ଅଛି, ଯାହାବି ତାର କଣ୍ଡିସନ ହଉ ଦେବାକୁ ରାଜି ଅଛି। ଆପଣ ଗଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଯାଇ ପଇସା ଆଣିକିରି ଘରଟିକୁ କ୍ଲୋଜ୍ କଲେ, ଘରେ ଯାଇ ରହିଲେ। ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଠାକୁର ଯେ ଆମକୁ ମୁକ୍ତି ଦେବାକୁ ସକ୍ଷମ, ସେଇଟା ଆମର ଜାଣିବା ଦରକାର। ତାଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଥିବା ଦରକାର। ଆଉ ସିଏ କହିଛନ୍ତି ନିଜେ ଦେବେ ବୋଲି, ସେ ଜିନିଷଟା ବି ଆମର ଜାଣିବା ଦରକାର। ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଯଦି ନ ଜାଣିବା ତାହେଲେ ସେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ ତାର କୌଣସି ଫଳ ଲାଭ ହେବ ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଆମ ମନରେ ସବୁବେଳେ ସେ ଧାରଣାଟା ରହିବା ଦରକାର। ଦୁଃଖ ମୋଚନ, ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଘବ କରିବାର କ୍ଷମତା ତାଙ୍କର ଅଛି, ଆଉ ସେ ଦୁଃଖ ମୋଚନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କ କାମ ସେଇଟା। ଏଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ଜିନିଷ ପ୍ରତି ଯେଟା ଆମର ମନେ ଥିବା ଦରକାର। ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା, ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା ଆନ୍ତରିକତାଟା ଥିବା ଦରକାର। ଏକାନ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ଖାଲି ଆଜି ୟାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ, କାଲି ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ, ସେମିତି କଲେ ହୁଏନି। ଆପଣ ଯଦି 5ଟା ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରେ ଯାଇକରି ଲୋନ୍ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ୍ ଦେବେ, ତା ଦେହରେ କ'ଣ ହେବ? ଗୋଟିଏ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, ସେଇଠି ସବୁ ଯାକ ଜିନିଷ ମାନେ ଅନେଷ୍ଟଲି ଓପନଲି ଫିଲ୍ କରିବେ ଫର୍ମ, ତାହେଲେ ସିନା ଯାଇକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେ ଲୋନ୍ଟିର ସାଙ୍କସନ୍ ହେବ। ତେଣୁ ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ କଥା। ଗୁରୁଦେବ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ସମାନ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିରେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ସିଏ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସମାନ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ ସବୁ ଲାଭ ହୁଏ। ସିଏ ଆମର ସବୁ ଦେବାର କ୍ଷମତା ଅଛି, ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଜାଣୁଛନ୍ତି, ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ଭଲ ସେ ସେଇଟା କରିବେ। ଏଇ ଟାଇପ୍ର ଜିନିଷ ପ୍ରତି ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଧାରଣା ନାହିଁ, ତାହେଲେ କିଛି ଲାଭ ହେବନି। ଆମେ ପ୍ରାୟ ଏତିକି ବାଟ ପଢ଼ିଥିଲେ। ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଜିନିଷଟା ଅଛି, ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରୁଛି। ଯଦି କାହାର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥାଏ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ କମ୍ ବ୍ୟାକ୍। ସତ୍ୟାନନ୍ଦ ସରସ୍ୱତୀ ମହାରାଜଙ୍କ କଥା ଗୋଟେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, ସେ ସେବକର ଦିନଲିପିରେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆଜି ପରୀକ୍ଷିତଙ୍କ କଥା ମନେ ପଡ଼ିଲା। ପରୀକ୍ଷିତ କୃଷ୍ଣଙ୍କ କଥା ଶୁଣି ସୁଖଦେବଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ କଲେ, ମୋ ମନରେ ସନ୍ଦେହ ଜାଗୁଛି ଯେ ଗୋପୀମାନେ ଶ୍ରୀକୃଷ୍ଣଙ୍କୁ ବ୍ରହ୍ମ ବୋଲି ଜାଣିନଥିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟ କାନ୍ତ ବୋଲି ଜାଣିଥିଲେ। ବ୍ରହ୍ମବୁଦ୍ଧି ଜାତ ନହେଲେ ଆତ୍ମାର ମୁକ୍ତି ଲାଭ ହେବ କିପରି? ବ୍ରଜ ଗୋପୀମାନେ ମୁକ୍ତି ଲାଭ କରିଥିଲେ କି ନାହିଁ, ସେ ବିଷୟ ମୋର ସନ୍ଦେହ ଜାତ ହେଉଛି। ଉତ୍ତରରେ ସୁଖଦେବ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଶ୍ରୀ ଭଗବାନଙ୍କୁ ଯେ ନିରନ୍ତର ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତି, ସେ ହିଁ ମୁକ୍ତି ଲାଭ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। ସେ ଚିନ୍ତାରେ ଯେଉଁ ଭାବରେ କରନ୍ତୁ ନା କାହିଁକି ସେଥିରେ ଯାଏ ଆସେ ନାହିଁ, କାରଣ ଶ୍ରୀକୃଷ୍ଣ ସ୍ୱୟଂ ଭଗବାନ। ଠାକୁର ବି କହିଛନ୍ତି, ଯଦି ଅଗ୍ନିକୁ ନ ଜାଣି, ତାର ଦାହିକା ଶକ୍ତି ଅଛି ବୋଲି ନ ଜାଣି ଆପଣ ହାତ ଲଗେଇଦେବେ, ହାତଟା ପୋଡ଼ିବ ନା ପୋଡ଼ିବନି? ପୋଡ଼ିବ। ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଭାବରେ ବିଭୋର ରହିବା, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଆମ ସ୍ୱରୂପ ଅବସ୍ଥା ଜାଣିପାରିବା। ତାଙ୍କ ଚିନ୍ତାରେ ମୁକ୍ତି ଅନିର୍ବାର୍ଯ୍ୟ। ସେ ପୁଣି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି, ତତ୍ପ୍ରାପ୍ୟ ତଦେବ ଅବଲୋକୟତି ତଦେବ ଶୃଣୋତି ତଦେବ ଚିନ୍ତୟତି। ତାଙ୍କ ତଦେବ ଅବଲୋକୟତି ତଦେବ ଶୃଣୋତି ତଦେବ ଚିନ୍ତୟତି। ତାଙ୍କ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଅନ୍ୟ ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେବନି, ତାଙ୍କ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଅନ୍ୟ କିଛି ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେବନି, ତାଙ୍କ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଅନ୍ୟ କିଛି ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେବନି। ସେତେବେଳେ ଜାଣିବେ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ କୃପା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ବର୍ଷିତ ହେଉଛି, ଆପଣ ସେ କୃପାଟା ଅନୁଭବ କରିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି। ପାୱାରଫୁଲ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ। ଏଇଠି ରଖିବା। ଯଦି କାହାର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥାଏ, ଅଦରୱାଇଜ୍ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ଫ୍ୟୁ ମୋର୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ ଟୁ ଟକ୍ ଆବାଉଟ୍ ଦିସ୍ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କେନ୍ଦ୍ର। ଠାକୁର ଏଠି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଗୋଟିଏ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ତୁମ କରୁଛି, ଅକପଟ ଭାବରେ ଉତ୍ତର ଦିଅ। ଭାବନ୍ତୁ, ଆମ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ସେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ଟା କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ତୁମେ କ'ଣ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଅନ୍ୟ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ସୁଖ ପାଅ ନାହିଁ? ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରସଙ୍ଗ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଅନ୍ୟ ପ୍ରସଙ୍ଗ ପଡ଼ିଲେ ତୁମ କ'ଣ ଅରୁଚିକର ବୋଧ ହୁଏ? ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଧ୍ୟାନ ବ୍ୟତୀତ ମନେ ମନେ ଅନ୍ୟ ଧ୍ୟାନ କ'ଣ କର ନାହିଁ? ସେଠି ଏତିକି ଜିନିଷଟି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କଲେ ଠାକୁର। ଆର ଆନ୍ସରଟା ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ। ଏତିକିରେ ପ୍ରକାଶ କରିବେ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅହନ୍ତର ବିନାଶ ହେବ, ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଠାକୁର ହିଁ ଫୁଟି ଉଠିବ। ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ଆମର ସ୍ଥିତିପଦ, ସେଇଟା ଆମର କ'ଣ ସେଟା କହନ୍ତି, ଇକ୍ୱିଲିବ୍ରିୟମ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍। ସେଠି ଯାଇ ଆମେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲେ ସବୁକିଛି ମିଳିଯିବ। ତେଣୁ ଠାକୁର କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ମୋ ଚିନ୍ତାରେ ତୁମର ସବୁ ହବ। ଏଠି ନିଗମ ଲହରୀରୁ ଗୋଟେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ପଙ୍କ୍ତିଟିଏ ଦିଆହେଇଛି, ଦୁଇ ପଥେ ହୁଏ ଆତ୍ମଦର୍ଶନ, କଠୋର ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସ ସେବା କରନି। ତୁମ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଲାଭ ଭକତି ପଥେ, ଗୌରାଙ୍ଗ ପଥେ ଶଙ୍କରଙ୍କ ମତେ। ବ୍ରହ୍ମବିତ୍ ଗୁରୁ ପାଶେ ଯେ, ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ମାତ୍ର ଆତ୍ମ ସାକ୍ଷାତକାର ହୋଇଯାଏ ଅନାୟାସ। ନିଗମ ଲହରୀରୁ ଆସିଛି, ଈଶ୍ୱର ଭାଇଙ୍କ ଲେଖା। ଠାକୁର ଏଇ କଥାଟା କହିଛନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ଉପଦେଶରେ ଦେଖିକି ଶୁଣିଛେ। ଆଉ ଏଠି ଈଶ୍ୱର ଭାଇ ତାକୁ पद्य आकार करते आम जो मन करवा श्री श्री ठाकुर नाम रूप गुण लीला स्मरण मनन भजन व्यतीत ये संसार में किसी नित्य सुख ना जो यही धारणाटा आम आसीज से जाना जे श्री गुरु आम प्रति एक्चुअली कृपा कर आम किसी आगू बढ़िया बढ़ी पारिचे किसी दिन न आसला पर्यंत वी आर जस्ट ये गोटे लाइन लिखी ठाकुर सब वृथा जीवनटा वृथा लिखी जहाँ आम समय हो गला लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर यंग एस्पिरेंट सेशन सारस्वती इट्स योर टर्न फॉर प्रार्थना संगीत व्हेन यू आर रेडी सारस्वती प्लीज जय गुरु
जय गुरु आने तो सविये नाना जाति फूला बहुरंग बहु महाकारम आने तो सविये नाना जाति फूला बहुरंग बहु महाकारम गुरु सेवा पाई माने आशा बही गुरु सेवा पाई माने आशा बही होइयाछु आमी गुंथारा होइयाछु आमी गुंथारा आमे तो सविये नाना जाति फूला बहुरंग बहु महाकारा आवेक पितर संताना एक आम चिंता एक भावना आवेक पितर संताना एक आम चिंता एक भावना आमे तो सकले भाई भोनी आमे तो सकले भाई भोनी आमे एक निगम संसार आवेक निगम संसार आमे तो सविये नाना जाति फूला बहुरंग बहु महाकार आमेकं मंत्र रे दीक्षिता गुरु सेवा एकामग्रतम आमेक मंत्र रे दीक्षिता गुरु सेवा एकामग्रतम गोटिए पत्थर जातिया मेरे गोटिए पत्थर जातिया मेरे गोटिए आमर लक्ष्य स्थल गोटिए आमर लक्ष्य स्थल आवे तो सविये नाना जाति फूला बहुरंग बहु महाकार बल आने बलियाना गुरु नाम सहचर गुरु नाम सहचर हमें तो सरिये नाना जाति फूल बहुरंग बहुमाकर प्राणरानी विराकर्षण बांधियोई अच्युतानपण प्राणरानी विराकर्षण बांधियोई अच्युतानपण एतनुमानर गति कणिकारे एतनुमानर गति कणिकारे मीरानंद तोलेश्वर मीरानंद तोलेश्वर हमें तो सविये नाना जाति फूल बहुरंग बहुमाकर श्री गुरु श्री पदे लुहाड़ी एसु बला गरे करुआली श्री गुरु श्री पदे लुहाड़ी एसु बला गरे करुआली तुम सेवा पाई आम संग प्रीति तुम सेवा पाई आम संग प्रीति भंगुर संसार चिर भंगुर संसार चिर हमें तो सविये नाना जाति फूल बहुरंग बहुमाकर हमें तो सविये नाना जाति फूल बहुरंग बहुमाकर जय
Jayaguru, this is Jammu and I will be conducting the Wire session today. I'm very excited to take this Seva, so I look forward to learning and speaking with all of you today. First, let's take attendance. Bubbly? Jayaguru. Jayaguru. Adhibasa? Adhibasa? Jayaguru. Nishi? Jayaguru. Jayaguru. Anik?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Ansh?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Anshul? Anshul? Jeet?
Jayaguru, Jeet isn't here today.
Jayaguru. Aryan?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Ashita? Ashita?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Divyam? Divyam? Timmy,
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Jagat,
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Naitik, Naitik, Nivriti,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Katyusa, Katyusa, Katyush,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Payushi,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Sanvi,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Sharanya,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Saraswat,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Charlotte,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Sarthak,
John Purnima. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Bobby,
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Shopi,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Manu, Manu,
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Jimmy,
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Simran,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Shrija,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Suhani,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru Yukta,
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Okay, we've concluded attendance. I'm now going to ask Saraswat to explain the meaning of the song whenever you're ready.
Jayaguru. The song says, "We are diverse flowers of various hues and fragrances, yet we have been brought together to form a single garland, united in our sole purpose, the service of Shree Shree Gurudev. We are all children of the same Father, sharing a common mind and vision. In this divine world, Nigam world, we are all brothers and sisters. Serving Shree Shree Gurudev is our highest calling. We travel the same path and share one ultimate goal. Among us, there is no hierarchy. No one is small, no one is great. We are simply his humble children. Our strength comes solely from his blessings, and his name is our constant companion. We are bound together by an intense spiritual connection of souls. Our love for Sangha and our dedication to serving Shree Shree Thakur must forever remain strong. This is our only prayer at his lotus feet. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Thank you, Saraswat. Now to move on to the session. So today I want to share a story. There's going to be two stories, but the first one is going to teach us something very deep about responsibility, faith, and the unseen ways in which Thakur protects his devotees. Sometimes we feel torn between our worldly duties and our spiritual duties, and in these moments it becomes difficult to know what the right choice is. This story, Helping Lankeshwar Bhai and his duties, shows us how Thakur supports us when our intentions are sincere and rooted in devotion. I'm now going to ask Jimmy to read the story. Jimmy, whenever you're ready.
Jayaguru. Helping Lankeshwar Bhai in his duties. Lankeshwar Bhai was an active member of the Chandamari Sangha. Chandamari is a city in Bangladesh. He was from the Agadia village, which is close to Chandamari, and was the headmaster principal of a primary school in a different village. As the school was far from his village, Lankeshwar Bhai lived there during the weekdays. He went back to his village every Saturday after school and returned on Monday. Devotees at Chandamari Sangha used to hold puja sessions on every full moon. One such full moon had fallen on a Monday. As usual, Lankeshwar Bhai had come home for the weekend and was supposed to go back to school on Monday morning. However, the devotees of the Sangha asked him to stay. They insisted the session would be dull if you did not attend. Please stay back and attend the session. You can return to school on Tuesday. Nothing will happen if you miss the school just for a day. Lankeshwar Bai replied, "What if the school inspector comes on a surprise visit on Monday, and if he finds out that the headmaster is missing, I might lose my job?" The devotees responded, "You would be staying back not to do anything lawful, but to attend Shree Shree Thakur's puja. Join the prayer and discuss upon him. So Thakura would save you from any troubles that may arise. If you do his work, he will take care of yours." Without further argument, Lankeshwar Bai stayed back and attended the puja session. He performed the book reading Seva service during the session. The devotees had lots of fun. He went to school that next morning. On his way, he had to cross the river Mahananda. There was no bridge over the river, and people usually waded across. Upon reaching the river, Lankeshwar Bai heard that the river had lots of water the previous day, and therefore no one had crossed it. He was glad to hear that. Still, the thought of the school inspector giving a surprise visit worried him. By Tuesday morning, the water level had gone down significantly. Lankeshwar Bai crossed the river by foot and reached school. As soon as he arrived, the assistant headmaster told, "Sir, the school inspector gave a surprise visit yesterday. You had not told me that you would be absent." Lankeshwar Bai felt as if his whole world came crashing down on him. He asked, "What happened then? Did he write any bad remarks against me? I hope I will not lose my job." The assistant headmaster replied, No. Rather, he has written good remarks about you and has praised you for your sense of responsibility. When he unexpectedly showed up at school, I was a bit perplexed. After arriving, he mentioned something about you. I said Lankeshwar Babu goes back home after school on every Saturday and arrives back at school on time on Monday. I do not know the reason why he did not come today. Then the inspector asked me, "Do you have any animosity with him?" "No, sir. We have a very cordial relationship between us," I replied. He said, if that's the case, then how did you not know that he had taken leave today? Look at this application." Then he pulled out your application for leave from his pocket. He continued, "I have granted his leave request. These days, many teachers remain absent from school without applying for leave, but Lankeshwar Babu is so responsible that he went to my office this morning and submitted the application. I noticed that the application was written by you and had your signature, and I could easily recognize your handwriting." Stunned, Lankeshwar Bai responded, "What? I have not submitted any application. This is incredible." He then realized that this was the act of his dear Takura. In his disguise, Takura had appeared at the inspector's office in a distinct Siliguri and had submitted the application written in his name. Jayaguru.
Jay, thank you, Jimmy, for reading this story. So, does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, if not, we can get started. So this story begins with Lankeshwar Bai, who was a devoted member of the Chandamari Sangha, and he was also the headmaster of a primary school far from his village, which meant he lived near the school on the weekdays and returned home only on weekends. Because of this, he always left Monday morning to reach the school on time. But that Monday was special. It was a full moon, and the devotees in the Sangha were holding their monthly puja. But Lankeshwar Bai was too scared to stay. He was worried that the school inspector would come on that day and he would lose his job. So now I want to ask a few questions. Ayushi, why did the devotees insist that he stay?
Jayaguru, the devotee probably wanted him to stay because he thinks that like everyone should be at the Sangha and everyone should learn together, and it would have been like a bit empty without him, Jayaguru.
Yeah, that's right. They also believe that serving Thakur brings the protection that the Bhai wanted, and that sincerity and devotion is never punished. And Ashrita, what is the show about the struggle between duty and devotion? Ashrita?
ମା ସେଠି ଉଠିକି ପଳେଇଛି ନାହିଁ ବସିନି।
Jayaguru. How about Jagat? Jagat, what does this story show about the struggle between duty and devotion?
Can you please repeat the question again?
Yeah. What does the story show about the struggle between duty and devotion?
Can you repeat the question slowly one more time?
What does this show about the struggle between duty and devotion?
Jayaguru. What the story shows about the duty of devotion and struggle is that if you like have to like miss like a session, let's say if you might be sick, but if you you want to attend the session, that's more of like that's devotion, but that you care about your devotion for Shree Shree Thakur. However, the struggle is that you can't attend it because you might be sick and you might not be able to attend it.
Jay, that answer. Adding on to that, so this story really showed more like about how the Bhai wanted to stay for the puja, but he really couldn't because he had a duty to go to his school since he was the headmaster, which is a very high post. But he also wanted to make sure that he didn't get fired, and so he really had to kind of pick between those two options and figure out what would be the best choice for him. And it shows how real that tension can feel even for devoted people. Divyam, what do you think Lankeshwar Bhai felt at the moment when he told the inspector had come to visit? Timmy? Timmy, what do you think Lankeshwar Bhai felt at the moment when he was told that the inspector had come to visit? Okay, how about Simran?
Grandma, can you repeat the question?
Of course. What do you think Lankeshwar Bhai felt at the moment when he was told that the inspector had come to visit?
Grandma, in the story, it said that he felt as if the whole world came crashing down on him. Since I don't think he wrote a form explaining that he wasn't there.
Yeah, he definitely felt complete panic and he thought everything was ruined. And do you also mind answering this next question? So what does this miracle teach us about divine protection?
I think since he was devotional to Thakur saved him from losing his job.
Yeah. So when we sincerely participate in Thakur's work, he takes care of our worldly work even better than we could have done. Yuta, what does this show about Thakur's involvement in our daily lives?
Jayaguru, the story shows that Thakur is always taking care of us every single day, as long as we take care of him. Jayaguru.
Thakur does not just help spiritually, he also helps practically, responsibly, and in ways that align with the truth. And Shilpi, have you ever experienced a moment where something stressful but it ended up working out for you unexpectedly?
Jayaguru, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a moment where something stressful ended up working out for you unexpectedly?
Jayaguru, I guess when I was taking the SATs, I was really stressed that I didn't study enough, but it worked out for me. And I prayed to Thakura, and that helped me calm down. And then I took the test without stressing out as much. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Yeah, I completely relate to that experience. You know, whenever I feel like I'm very stressed out, I just make sure to read the Parishvata or say Jayaguru Nama, and it always makes me feel more calm. So this story reminds us that Thakura does not abandon sincere devotees. If our heart is pure, if our intention is honest, if we choose to stay connected to Thakura, he handles what we cannot handle ourselves. So Lankeshwar probably acted out of faith, but he was still fearful. But even then, Thakura supported him with love, precision, and protection. So it's important to act sincerely when you can and trust that Thakura will take care of the rest. So now, moving on to the second story. Anj, can you read the second one?
Jayaguru, Story 2. Coming to the aid of late Ashwini Bhai's family. Two female devotees, one old lady and one young, lived in a village called Ujjanisar in the district of Tripura, which is now a state in India. The old lady only had one son named Ashwini Bhai. The young lady, whose name was Shailabala, was her daughter-in-law, and the child was her grandson. They were somehow able to manage their small family. Ashwini Bhai somehow came to know about Shree Shree Thakur, and along with his mother and wife took Diksha from him. After about 6 months of taking Diksha, Ashwini Bhai fell seriously ill and passed away. His death was a significant blow to the family. Besides the grief of losing a loved one, his family also lost its only source of income. They felt helpless and hopeless. The death of her son after taking Diksha and then the ensuing financial difficulties made the old lady lose her faith in Shree Shree Thakur. She was rather angry. One night, when she noticed that her daughter-in-law and grandson were in a deep sleep, she woke up slowly and grabbed Shree Shree Thakur's picture that they were worshipping. Then she came out of her house and walked to the nearby jungle. There, as she was going to throw the picture away, she heard a grave voice. "Mother, do you really want to throw me away like this? I'm your son. Do not worry about Ashwini. He is with me." As the old lady turned around, she noticed that Shree Shree Thakur was standing in front of her. His body was glowing. Thakur then told her, "Come on, let us go back home." Shree Shree Thakur brought her to her home. He stayed with them for 3 days. Before leaving, he offered them comfort and asked to have faith in him. Time went by. Even though their financial situation did not improve, they were happy knowing that Shree Shree Thakur was looking over them. They felt his blessing. One morning, the old lady noticed that they did not have any food except for a few pieces of rice crumbs. After taking a bath, they performed the daily puja of Shree Shree Thakur. Then, cooking whatever amount of rice left, they fed the baby, and both the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law starved. It was midday by then. Suddenly, they heard someone calling them from outside their door. The old lady opened the door and saw the postman waiting outside to deliver a money order that had come in her name. Her daughter-in-law signed the money order receipt on her behalf and received the money, which is about 5 or 10 rupees. On the money order form, there was a note written by Shree Shree Thakur saying that he would send some money every month so that they can manage to live with it. The money helped them survive from definite hunger. They felt indebted to Shree Shree Thakur for helping them so unexpectedly in that critical time. Every month, they kept on receiving a similar amount of money. Those days, that much money was enough for them to manage whatever little expenses they had. All of a sudden, they found themselves in another predicament. One evening, some hooligans of the village were assembled outside their house to attack them. Shailabala, the daughter-in-law, terrified by the situation, whispered in her mother-in-law's ear, "Mother, what can we do now? I'm afraid that the thugs will abduct me." The mother-in-law was feeling helpless too. She could not speak a word. They could hear the thugs trying to break the fence to get inside. Finding no other way, both the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law ran to Shree Shree Thakur's ashram and prayed to him in desperation. Gurudev, please help us. O Thakur, save us from this crisis. Suddenly someone responded, do not worry. They saw Shree Shree Thakur entering into the house. He came inside and sat next to them on the floor. His body was glowing. He then looked at the mother-in-law and said, I have punished them and driven them away. Hearing this, they fell on the feet of Shree Shree Thakur and started crying. Shree Shree Thakur continued, they cannot come inside your house anymore. I have drawn a line on the ground all around your house by uttering a particular mantra. Let alone humans, even animals cannot cross that line and enter into your house. We people should also not cross that line and go outside after dark. Moreover, from now on, wear saffron-colored saris. No one can harm you anymore. Shree Shree Thakur then disappeared all of a sudden. The next morning, the thugs revealed that when they tried to break into the house, a woman attacked them with a machete, so they ran away fearing for their lives. For Ashwini Bharbai's family, receiving money from Shree Shree Thakur via money order, Shree Shree Thakur was living in Puri, Odisha at the time. The money order was coming in from Kokilamukh Saraswat Motha, Assam, bearing Shree Shree Thakur's name and with a handwritten note on the money order coupon, which the old lady had kept as proof. No one at Kokilamukh Motha was aware of the money orders, even though they were sent from there. What was more interesting was that the return receipts, signed by Seva Bala as acknowledgement for receiving the money order, were not received by the Motha. After that, Shree Shree Thakur asked the Motha to send them an equal amount of money every month from then on. Since the incident had become public, the same divine incident would not occur again. Since then, as per Shree Shree Thakur's instruction, Motha kept on sending money to Ashwini Bhai's mother and after her death, in the name of Seva Bala Bhai. Motha continued to do so, even for several years after Shree Shree Thakur left his physical body, until Ashwini Bhai's son informed Motha that he had grown up and started to earn money himself, and requested Motha not to send money anymore.
Jayadash, thanks for reading this story. So we're just going to go through some couple of questions, and then I'll explain why I chose both of these stories. So, Jimmy, can you tell me what does Thakur's words, I am your son, tell us about his love for his devotees?
Jayaguru, can you please repeat the question?
Yeah. So what does Thakur's words, I am your son, tell us about his love for his devotees?
Jayaguru, he basically says that he basically said that he's loves his devotees it's his he's their own son. Jayaguru.
So basically his words are saying when he says I am your son, it shows that his relationship with us is much closer than family. We can always rely on him for whatever our needs and wants are. Shrija, what does the unexpected money order teach us about how Thakur supports his devotees in practical ways?
Jayaguru, the incoming money order helps us understand that Shree Shree Thakur was helping them even in their hardest times. Jayaguru,
agreed. So Thakur helps us with the responsibilities that we cannot handle alone, and he makes sure that we always have support until we don't need it anymore. Saraswat, have you ever experienced a moment when help arrived exactly when you needed it? Saraswat? Okay. How about Prayushi?
can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a moment when help arrived exactly when you needed it?
Jayaguru, yes. There's this one time when I was going to go take an exam, and I was very nervous because I couldn't study properly. But then when I prayed to Thakura, and then after I took the test, I got a very good score. Jayaguru.
That's a really good example. Thank you for sharing that. So to kind of summarize both of these stories. So first with this story, it's important to remember this story whenever life becomes very painful or frightening. Thakur does not ignore the struggles of his devotees. He sees everything even before we tell him. And just like that, the way he protected Shree Thakur's family, he protects all of us in ways we may not see but always feel. So the reason I chose put both of these stories together for today's session, so both stories reveal how Thakur protects his devotees in ways that are both practical and deeply personal. So in the first story, Lankeshwar Pai struggled with responsibility and devotion, and Thakur quietly handles the situation by submitting a leave application in his handwriting, showing that sincere seva never harms one's worldly duties. In the second story, Thakur's intervention is even more dramatic. He appears to a grieving mother, comforts her, sends financial support through money orders, and protects the family from physical danger. While the first story shows Thakur safeguarding someone's job and reputation, the second shows him safeguarding someone's survival and safety. So together, the stories teach us that whether the problem is small or life-changing, Thakur steps in exactly when needed, guiding and protecting his devotees with limitless love. So that is all I have for today. I really hope you guys all learned something and enjoyed having me with the session later. You can do your part of the
Jayaguru, it's been a few weeks since I started 10th grade, and it's been incredibly difficult. I've been very busy, and I struggled to make time for all the things I wanted to pursue, let alone my other hobbies or passions. The overwhelming amount of stress at times compels me to procrastinate, and it's hard to plan for everything I value, like spending time on my spiritual journey. However, at a speech competition a few weeks ago, I made a very honest realization. The prompt was about what I value and how it connects to different aspects of my life, and I linked that to Thakur. When making my impromptu speech, I felt very profound, and I knew that I was speaking from my heart. I spoke about my dharma and the responsibilities I have in each part of my life, and I realized that working towards my spiritual journey would also guide me to at least try and abscond from material things that I was distracting myself from my work with. Along with that, it allowed me to make simple decisions and not worry about other people's lives as much, instead improving myself. Overall, getting through high school, though high school has been hard and it'll only get more difficult, Thakur has helped guide me towards my responsibilities and do well. Although some days I can't make it to a puja, I make it a habit to remember him daily and to incorporate his teachings in a proper, valuable way. And I know that his guidance will continue to let me succeed in my goals.
Jayaguru Pranam Thakur Bhayo Mamane भाव सेवा अच्छी आज सका पढ़ा प्रार्थना केमती कर प्रार्थना करने आगे विश्वास थिबा दरकार माने जहाँ को प्रार्थना कर विश्वास निर्भरता रखिकी प्रार्थना कर द्वितीय अधिवेशन सब जहाँ सब पढ़ाला मत नीलाचल ठाकुर निगमानंद सब लीला माँ का लेखा बहुत भल लगे से जो एलिफेंटा केव्र एक्सपीरियंस से कहते से कहले मुझे कौन देखिली मन ना किंतु ठाकुर केमती देखुले सब जिनस से ठाकुर रूप तर मन रही जाइए तो सी माँ ठाकुर को एत भल पाते से बही पढ़ले सब से शिक्षा मिले जे आम भी केमती ठाकुर को आम जीवन में सेमती भल पाई पारू संसार रहीकि सब माने आम एत बुड़ी जाऊँ ठाकुर को भूली जाऊँ जी समय भी दिवला जो पूजा है कि जो ठाकुर पाखे जी समय रोचे से समय भी पूजा थिला ठाकुर कथा ठाकुर पाखे पूरा मन दे बस होनी तो सी जो सब कह पड़े मैंने कौन मुझे चेष्टा कर दिवला प्रार्थना कला बेले सब से चेष्टा करमती जी समय प्रार्थना करुँची ठाकुर पाखे मन रो से जो से माने जो मन केते चेष्टा कर मन लगे बेलू भितर केत मन पुणी कुआड़े पड़े जाऊे मन पड़ा बेलू अरे मुझे प्रेयर करुँची तो से हाबिटा केमती आउ थे माने से जो मन जो चंचल हो कुआड़े पड़े जाऊे से हाबिटा केमती ब्रेक करके प्रार्थना कला बेले सब जहाँ प्रार्थना कर मीनिंग भाविकी केमती ठाकुर को देवड़ा प्रेयर कला बेले पूरा मन दे प्रार्थना करें से चेष्टाटा करुँची वर्ष बाकी दिन बेला केमती ठाकुर का नाम जप करी से चेष्टा करुनी भूली जाऊँगी किंतु जिते एटलिस्ट 3 बेला मन पकईकि ठाकुर को एटलिस्ट मन पकई केमती अल्प जप करी से वर्ष चेष्टा कर से कहीकि मु भाव विनिमय रखुଛି जय गुरु।
जय गुरु। आज आज मोर संघ पूजा जय काढ़ी मु सब भावुली दिनलिपिटा अच्छी से सब पेपर घरे कि फोन रे मुझे ड्रप नहीं कर पार्टी कि लास्ट गोटे दुटा मस चेष्टा एंड कि संध्या पूजा पर ही मुझे करदेवी ताले मिस करी मत एक्चुअली लगुच कि मत ट्रैक रे रखुची जमी पे अचीवमेंट फुलफिल करती इट्स लाइक दैट आज ठाकुर को जिते पढ़ा शुणुचे कि गोटे स्टोरी का केक सेशन होता भल लगे ब्यूटी और डिवोशन मत सब लाइक को आसिक ठाकुर को सेवा करता मोर माने बहुत बड़ भाग्यर कथा कि मुझे पार्टी बहुत कहूँ कि सब मन आड़े थी ठाकुर केमती मन लगे किसी करें मो धीरीटा को जब भल कि करें बोधे पते कि ठाकुर एक्सपेक्ट करें से जहाँ मोर भल थी आम समस्त भल थी सहीटा ही से आमको आशीर्वाद रूपे देदेवे मझे बापा देह बहुत खराब रहा थी भाई बापा आम एक्चुअली जानी पार्लुनि कहीं एत देह खराब है बहुत व्यस्त लगी एक्चुअली कौन केमती हम कि से रिमोट रुहति कि एमती जगार थे से मोमेंट सब सुविधा होगा ठीक समय जाकि ट्रिटमेंट शुरू है बेटर अच्छा से भी ठाकुर को बहुत आशीर्वाद से समय बो भी संभाली देले कहीं बहुत सेंसिटिव एंड वीक लगती मत कि संभाल के रही पारे से आम जापारे से आम सब बड़ दुख आ कष्ट एक्चुअली कि जिते दरकार पड़े आम भजी पार ठाकुर भल कि रखी था सब इंडिया रे चला बेलू से संकट बड़ ठाकुर को आम आशा कि सी सब ठीक भल कि रखी आमको समस्त भल अच्छा ठाकुर आशीर्वाद आम समस्त था सेवा आम समस्त भल कि कर ठाकुर को
माँ मध्याह्न भोग ठाकुर मध्याह्न भोग पूजा पे निमंत्रण करेंगे।
जय गुरु ए ठाकुर को सेकंड सेशन सरला ठाकुर को भोग निवेदन करा भोग निवेदन पर संध्यारे पूजा 5टारे ठाकुर को आह्वान करुँची आज संक्रांति अच्छे तो संध्या पूजाटा 5टारे हम ठाकुर विश्राम कर
Jayaguru. I invite Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj, Bhakta Bhai's Maharaj and young aspirants for the next YA session to be held on November 23rd. Jayaguru.
जयगुरु। परमाराध्य गुरुदेव श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराज, भक्त भाई माँ और पिला माने आसंता रविवार संघाधिवेशन 23 नवेम्बर मु श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराज को आपण समस्त को निमंत्रण जनाऊँची पूजा उपस्थित होई तांका अमृतमय वाणी शुणिबा सहित सेवार सुजोग दे पूजाटी को साफल्यमंडित करिबा हेबे। जय गुरु। जय गुरु। आज पूजा रे जहाँ किसी भूल त्रुटि हो जाए श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराज और समस्त भाई और माँ मान पाखे क्षमा प्रार्थना कर। जय गुरु।
जय गुरु।
दासीरो प्रार्थना पूर्ण कर दयामय দাসের প্রার্থনা পূর্ণ কর দয়াময় তব পদে মতিরতি সদা যেন দেব তব পদে মতিরতি সদা যেন তব পদ হতি যেন দূরে নাই তব পদ হতে যেন দূরে নাই যায় যখন যে ভাবে থাকি তব গুণ গায় প্রভু যখন যে ভাবে থাকি তব গুণ গায় নিবারিতে নারী কবু কুমতি প্রবল নিবারিতে নারী কবু কুমতি প্রবল কৃপানাথ কৃপা করে দেব ঠাকুর কৃপানাথ কৃপা করে দেব পর নিন্দা পর চর্চা হতে রাখো দূরে পর নিন্দা পর চর্চা হতে রাখো দূরে তব গুণ গাথা যেন প্রাণে সদা সুরে প্রভু তব গুণ গাথা যেন প্রাণে সদা সুরে অহংকার অভিমান কিছুতে ন যায় অহংকার অভিমান কিছুতে ন যায় করুণার দাস করে রাখো রঙ্গা পায় করুণার দাস করে রাখো রঙ্গা পায় বিষয়ে সহজে হয় আসক্তি যে মন বিষয়ে সহজে হয় আসক্তি যে মন প্রেমতি তো মাতে যেন লিপ্ত থাকে মন প্রেমতি তো মাতে যেন লিপ্ত থাকে মন লোকমান্য নাই চায় কর দিনহীন লোকমান্য নাই চায় কর দিনহীন লোকমান্য নাই চাই কর দিনহীন লোকমান্য নাই চাই কর দিনহীন দীননাথ এসো হৃদে পুরাইল দিন দীননাথ এসো হৃদে পুরাইল দিন অসংখ্য আমার ত্রুটি করি সংশোধন 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 কৃতার্থ কর এ দাসে এহি অকিঞ্চন কৃতার্থ কর এ দাসে হি অকিঞ্চ। জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 জয় জয় গুরু 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 জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু 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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. 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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Jai Shree Thakur Maharaj, Bole Kawar, Shree Shree Thakur Maharaj, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.